más, yo lo apoyo, tremendo. Wow.
Arianna, hi, good morning. Aquí, here. Bueno, hace una pregunta en español. Usted habló durante la presentación que los medios tradicionales van a tener que mutar, ser más híbridos, mucho más centrados en Internet y en lo social. ¿Cuál cree usted que va a ser el futuro de los medios online? ¿Van a tener que mutar y ser un poco más parecidos a lo que son los medios tradicionales o a lo que es la historia de los medios tradicionales? ¿Puede explayarse un poco más acerca de esta mutación, esta convergencia entre medios? Gracias.
Great, thank you so much. And I would love it when you ask the question, if you can tell us where you are from and who you are. That way, I'm sure we'd love to learn more about you. What I feel is essential for online media is to practice the most important parts of traditional journalism. Fact-checking, being number one. You know, as the Guardian in England says, opinion is free, comment is free, but facts are not. You know, you cannot have your own set of facts. You can have your own opinions. And we say at the Huffington Post, facts are sacred things. And we also believe that truth is findable. And I love it when we don't act like Pontius Pilate, you know, washing our hands off the possibility of truth. I think we can always aspire to ferreting out the truth, and that's the highest form of journalism. So, in terms of online media, beyond fact-checking, fairness and accuracy. You can have very clear, very transparent and very strong views, but be fair to the opposition. Do not caricature it. Do not demonize. And all those things have been seen, and we need to counter it. And storytelling. I think the more storytelling is done by online media, the more we'll be able to capture the public's imagination instead of doing constantly the easy part. You know, the lowest hanging fruit of journalism is repeating and regurgitating polling data, which basically mean you can just sit in your office and write what Gallup just came up with, which is in any case certainly not the truth, but just a quick snapshot of that moment in time and the particular people you reached.
If I can just add quickly, I do think that one of the big issues with now is that in this sort of deluge of data that we have, full access to data, is that the need to be able to tell facts from nonsense is getting more and more important. I think it's especially true in education that the benefits of access can be mitigated by the problems of nonsense. And I love the word that Arianna used about the role of the Huffington Post, which is to be a curator. And it is that. A good curator in the art world is somebody who both demonstrates and authenticates. And I think we need that more and more with our public discourse. We need to develop critical skills. Because the issue of so much data is it breeds a kind of intellectual laziness. You see this in plagiarism, you know, taking other people's material and simply replicating it. So I think the more access we get, the more important it is to have exactly this type of function of critical judgment and of developing the skills of creatorship in our kids.
Actually, if I can pick up on that, I think the curating element is also very important in terms of deciding what story is at the top of the front page. When Ken mentioned an art gallery or a museum, you know, one of the things curators do is decide where the paintings go. So where to hang them. And so at HuffPost, one of the most important things that editors decide is which sometimes it can be paragraph 13 of the third page of a front page article in the New York Times that we decide to splash on the front page of the Huffington Post. And like it happened actually as I was boarding the plane from New York to Santiago, and I was reading a story that included a statement by a Republican member of Parliament who is about to be the chair of the Intelligence Committee, and he was expressing deep skepticism about Afghanistan. And that was like buried in a big story about committee chairman, incoming committee chairman. Well, I emailed and said, let's flash this. You know, that is something, if you begin to have skepticism coming from somebody who's going to be a prominent, powerful committee chairman in the new Congress, that's something we need to alert our readers about. And Ian Stone, you know, the great journalist, said that often what is interesting is what page of the Washington Post the most important story is going to appear on. It's not always on the front page.
Mrs. Huffington, Miguel Paz from here, go there to Miguel Paz from El Mostrador, the oldest online media in Chile. You spoke yesterday with President Piñera, and before you talked about how Chilean government and private sector are doing great with the rebuilding after the earthquake. I tweeted that, and I asked the people to say what they thought about it, and they all said that it was always that